Marceline, is it just you and me in the wreckage of the world? That must be so confusing for a little girl. And I know you're going to need me here with you.
Yeah, I know. I cry like a child too when I listen to this song. Actually, the whole context of this episode is heartbreaking. It reveals Marceline's despair and her doubts about whether Simon is still there somewhere amidst all the insanity or not. Everything is so heart-wrenching yet so beautiful that it just leaves me feeling confused when I watch it. I don't even know what to feel. It breaks me. And I keep thinking about how significant this episode is. How Adventure Time was something so beautiful, showing how humans can create works of art that touch that inexplicable little thing in our hearts. Using the love between a father and daughter, or a simple, true song where a character breaks down singing. I don't know, man. There's something beautiful about it. Something so human, but still beyond our comprehension. Perhaps because we are human. Some things are just hard to explain, easier to feel, like in this episode. But even so, I'll try to put it into words because I think that's what this channel is about, right? The Ice King likes Marceline's songs, so he has the idea to go to her house to ask her to help him write a song that will win over the princesses. He claims that girls like two things: sentimental lyrics and a troubled past. And he has both. It's interesting how he has some notion that his past was pretty turbulent, even if he's not quite sure why. He also senses that there are sentimental things in the pages of that journal he picks up for inspiration. It's as if some things still linger in his messed up mind, though they no longer hold the importance they once did. When Marceline sees him at her door, she immediately says no, almost as if she's reliving a bad experience, as though his presence brings up something negative she's trying to keep at bay. When we see this for the first time, we might assume it's because no one likes the Ice King, so it's normal for her not to want him there. But in reality, Marceline wants him to leave, not because she dislikes him, but because she cares about him too much and can't stand seeing him like that. She's visibly irritated by his presence and wants him gone immediately. Yet the Ice King stumbles in anyway and, being so clumsy, gets tangled in his equipment. When Marceline helps him, we see the exact moment when her anger turns to pity. Maybe she associates his clumsiness with the Simon she once knew, or perhaps she remembers a moment with him, stirring up nostalgia that breaks down that barrier of anger she had put up to avoid getting hurt again. When Finn and Jake arrive to take the Ice King away, Marceline tells them to leave and let him stay with her because they're writing a song together. So the Ice King sings a song that highlights his obsession with the princesses, particularly Princess Bubblegum. It also shows that his constant obsession, which drives him to kidnap them repeatedly, stems from intense loneliness. He has no choice but to be alone with his crazy thoughts every day. As he sings, he says that anyone would do for company, anyone at all, and you start to feel sorry for him. When he says he feels so lonely, Marceline again looks at him with a mix of pity and sadness, likely because she cares deeply but feels helpless to save him. Then we see why no one wants to be friends with the Ice King. The song drives him to start freezing the ceiling, forcing Marceline to take him down. In the process, she gets shoved, but he immediately regrets it, apologizing twice. He even climbs on top of the fridge, saying he's doing it to get out of her way. I really think the Ice King was never a villain. He did bad things, not out of malice or because he'd been wronged in the past, but simply because he had no sense of his actions and was mad. It could make him incredibly annoying in the show, but not a true villain or real threat. After this, Marceline can't hold back any longer and breaks down. She starts singing a song to the Ice King that sounds more like a conversation with herself. Although the song is for Simon, deep down, she knows he can't hear it. The song expresses everything she's feeling in that moment, everything she needs to let go of because the weight has become unbearable. When we can't quite find a way to express something difficult, music makes it easier since art connects with our inner selves. Both are hard to understand, but they still strive to convey something. And this song is, without a doubt, one of the most heartbreaking moments of the episode. It brutally shows Marceline's anguish at losing someone she loves and being powerless to do anything about it, as he's no longer Simon. She also says that the Ice King is crazier than she thought, and always comes up with silly excuses to see her, which makes sense since, on some level, he unconsciously creates excuses because he misses her. In some way, she still stirs something in his insane mind. At the end of the song, she says she's actually happy to see him and that, in some way, she might be crazier than him, probably because she still holds on to some hope of getting Simon back, which, by that point, is an impossible dream. The Ice King then asks if she likes him, and she responds, of course, obviously in a way that a daughter loves a father. But because he's out of his mind and remembers nothing, he tries to kiss her, making her furious. She desperately tries to make him remember, showing him pictures and things he wrote before he lost his sanity. The Ice King hesitates for a moment, looking confused as he stares at these things, not understanding their significance or why they matter. Marceline then asks why he came to see her if he didn't even remember her, if he didn't even know who he really was. Why keep causing her more pain when she had already lost him? When he asks her to sing the words on the back of one of the photos, we get one of the saddest and most emotional songs in the show. It shows us that it wasn't just Marceline who lost him. Simon lost Marceline, and he also lost himself in the process. It shows how they only had each other, and she was the main reason he kept fighting in that completely destroyed world. Simon did everything he could to protect Marceline and stay by her side. And in one final act of love for her safety, he left her, even though it broke his heart to do so. It's truly sad that, in the end, he saved her, but no one was there to save him. Finally, Marceline accepts that she has indeed lost Simon, and with teary eyes, she sings that song with him, as that's all they have left.